Before trying to control everything around you, ask yourself this. What do you really control? Not what you think you control, not what you wish you controlled, but what truly depends on you. If you take this question seriously, it can change everything. Because deep down, most of our pain comes from this: refusing to accept what's beyond our control, getting angry at others, worrying about the future, trying to control what by nature slips through our fingers. But more than 2,000 years ago, one man showed a different way, a radical, clear, and freeing path. His name was Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once a slave, deprived of freedom, yet inwardly freer than most people ever are. Epictetus taught something simple. You don't control the world. You don't control other people. You don't control what happens. But you always control your response, your judgment, your actions, your perspective. And that's where true freedom begins. Not the kind they sell you, not the kind that depends on outside circumstances, but the one thing no one can ever take away: inner freedom. In this video, we'll dive into his teachings. We'll see how accepting what you can't control can actually become your greatest strength, how understanding your limits can unlock your power, and most importantly, how this mindset can transform your life right now. So, if you sometimes feel trapped by anxiety, anger, or what others think of you, stick around, because this video might just be the turning point you need. Let's get started. Part 1. Who was Epictetus? Slave, crippled, poor. Not exactly the resume of a legendary philosopher. And yet, born into slavery, Epictetus became one of the freest minds in history. Not free on the outside, but free inside, radically free. From slavery to teaching. He was born in Phrygia, 1st century AD, sold to Rome, his master a high-ranking official under Nero, a harsh man. They say Epictetus was lame, maybe because of his master, maybe from birth. Doesn't really matter. From an early age, he understood one thing: they can take everything from you, but not your way of thinking, not your judgment, not yourself. He became a student of Musonius Rufus, a respected Stoic philosopher. And that's where he was shaped, not in books, in life. Every humiliation became practice, every injustice a lesson. When he was freed, he left Rome, expelled along with other philosophers. Destination: Nicopolis, Greece. There he founded a school, teaching freedom to those who thought they were already free. A voice for the living. Epictetus wrote nothing himself. His student, Arian, recorded his teachings. 2 essential works, the Discourses and the Enchiridion, the manual. No jargon, no intellectual show, clear, tough, raw. It's not what happens to you that disturbs you, but your judgment about it. In other words, it's not what happens that breaks you, it's your reaction. And this idea echoes through the centuries. His place in the Stoic lineage. He didn't found Stoicism, but he embodied it, maybe better than anyone. Before him, Zeno, Chrysippus, Cleanthes. Then Seneca, the emperor's advisor, the ethics intellectual. If you want to dive into his thought, I've made a full video on Seneca and self-discipline. Check it out on the channel. After him, Marcus Aurelius, emperor, philosopher, silent admirer of Epictetus. I've covered him in another video, Marcus Aurelius, Mastering Emotions to Master Your Life. But Epictetus stands apart because he speaks to those who've lost everything and want to rebuild everything from within. The core of his teaching. It all comes down to one sentence. Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. That's it. And it's huge. What you control, your thoughts, your judgments, your intentions, your actions. What you don't control, the outside world, your health, what others think of you, outcomes, events. And here Epictetus is crystal clear. Want to be free? Start by making peace with what's beyond your control and put all your energy into what you can master. Not giving up, gaining strength. It's not resignation, it's clarity. You can't control the ocean, but you can learn to steer the ship. That's the philosophy of Epictetus, a school of inner navigation, to keep standing when everything around you rocks. To sum up, he had nothing, but he understood everything. True freedom doesn't come from the outside. It burns from discernment, courage, clarity. And now we get to the heart of the matter. What do you really control? And how this simple fact can set you free. P.S. If you haven't yet, check out the videos on Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. Together, they form a Stoic trilogy. 3 perspectives, 1 quest to live free, clear-headed, and aligned. Part 2. The core idea. What you really control. If there's one thing to remember from Epictetus, it's this. Life splits into 2 worlds. One you control, one you don't. This simple idea is the foundation of his whole philosophy. The key to breaking free from being a slave to your emotions, your fears, your anger. The dichotomy of control. What does it really mean? Think of your life like a big stage. On this stage, some things depend on you. Your thoughts, your judgments, your choices, your actions, and some things don't. What others think of you, your health, your money situation, outside events, the weather, the economy, death. Why does this matter? Because so much suffering comes from mixing these 2 up. You get angry at criticism, but you don't control what others think. You worry about your health, but your body isn't fully under your control. Trying to control what's uncontrollable is like trying to hold the ocean in your hands. You wear yourself out fighting the inevitable. When you clearly see what depends on you, you free yourself from a huge burden. You decide where to focus your energy, and you stop wasting strength chasing what you can't change. Real-life examples. Facing criticism. Your coworker criticizes you in front of everyone. Your first reaction? Anger, shame, wanting to defend yourself. But here's the truth. What you control is your response. You can choose to stay calm, step back, decide if the criticism is valid, and respond with calm confidence. You can't control that your coworker was rude or careless. Health issues. You get a diagnosis. Fear, stress, anger rise. You can't change the fact that you're sick, but you can decide how to take care of yourself, follow treatment, and shift your mindset to face it better. You control how you respond. Losing a job. Shock, distress, fear about the future. You don't control the company's decision to close or lay you off, but you can control your reaction, looking for solutions, learning new skills, bouncing back. Epictetus's practical exercises. Epictetus didn't just talk philosophy, he gave practical tools, training your mind to live this way. Negative visualization, premeditatio malorum. Every day, imagine losing what you have, your job, your health, your loved ones, not to make you sad, but to prepare you. This practice eases the fear of loss and helps you appreciate what you have. Inner dialogue. When facing a challenge, talk to yourself like Epictetus would. For example, if you're upset, "This event doesn't upset me, my judgment about it does. I can change that judgment." Active acceptance. Accepting what's beyond your control doesn't mean giving up. It means seeing reality clearly, without useless resistance, then acting on what you can change. In summary, freedom for Epictetus is this: knowing exactly where your power lies, grabbing hold of that power, letting go of everything else. It changes your life. You're no longer a victim of circumstances. You're the master of your inner peace. Before we move on, if this message hits home, I encourage you to truly practice these exercises. Come back often to this dichotomy like an inner compass. Part 3. Freedom through acceptance. We've seen that the key to Epictetus's wisdom is understanding what's in your control. But just knowing that isn't always enough. True inner freedom, real peace, comes from a deeper step: acceptance. What does inner freedom mean for Epictetus? For him, freedom isn't about controlling the outside world. It's about having unshakable peace of mind, a calm spirit that doesn't get swept away by fear, anger, or frustration. This freedom comes when you accept what you cannot change, when you stop fighting what's inevitable. Why is this so hard? We live in a world where everyone wants to control everything, plan, predict, and manage it all. Yet life is full of surprises and things beyond our reach. The illusion of control creates stress, anxiety, and anger. You wear yourself out resisting what just is. Daily practices to build acceptance. Epictetus didn't just give a theory, he offered practical ways to train the mind. Ask yourself, whenever you feel upset, ask, "Is this within my control? Can I change this?" If the answer is no, let it go. Stoic reflection. Spend a few minutes each day calmly reflecting on past or upcoming challenges. Imagine facing them without resistance. Journaling. Write down your thoughts and feelings. Note what's within your control and what's not. This clarifies your mind and strengthens your ability to accept. How does this freedom show up in daily life? In relationships, you accept others for who they are and their choices. You choose your response rather than trying to change them. At work, you accept constraints and setbacks without getting overwhelmed. You focus on your effort, not the outcome. Regarding health, you accept your body's ups and downs, focusing on what you can do to stay well. To sum up, inner freedom is a state of mind, a conscious choice to accept what is and put your energy into what you can influence. Epictetus offers this path through simple yet powerful practices. If you apply them daily, you'll really feel the difference. Quick, friendly reminder: if you enjoyed this deep dive into Stoic philosophy, check out my videos on Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, two other great sages who teach us how to live better with ourselves. Links are in the description. And if you want to keep exploring with me, don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a like. It really helps me create more content like this for you. Also, ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Part 4. Self-mastery as the path to freedom. Willpower. What's truly within our control. Epictetus starts with a simple but powerful idea. Your will. That's the one thing you really control. You can't control the weather, other people's actions, or life's random twists and turns. But your will, your ability to choose your attitude, is entirely yours. Will versus external events. Imagine you're caught in the rain. You can't stop the rain. That's outside your control. But you can decide how to react, complain, get upset, or accept it and enjoy the moment. This difference is key to avoiding frustration. The power to choose your response. Epictetus teaches us this essential truth. Real freedom comes from choosing how you respond to whatever happens, no matter the situation. It's not about denying your feelings, but about not letting them control you. It's a skill you build every day. Epictetus' example in the face of hardship. Epictetus lived a tough life. He was once a slave before becoming a philosopher, yet he found inner freedom. He said, "People are disturbed not by things, but by their judgments about things." Instead of being crushed by hardship, he focused on his inner response, a true example to follow. Stoic discipline, training your will. Mastering your will takes daily effort. Observe yourself. Notice automatic reactions. Consciously choose a calmer, wiser response. This discipline builds a strong mind that weathers any storm. Free will, becoming your own master. When you succeed, you become the master of yourself. Emotions no longer control you. You act according to your values, not stress or anger. This mastery is the key to a free and fulfilling life. Now over to you. Tell me in the comments, what recent challenge tested you, and how did you choose to respond? Do you tend to fight it or accept it? And how could you train your will every day? I'd love to hear your stories. Part 5. How to apply Epictetus today. Recognize your circles of control. The first step is to really understand what's in your control and what isn't. Epictetus calls this your circle of control. Ask yourself, what can I actually change in this situation? Is it your opinion, your attitude, your actions, or is it other people's behavior, the weather, or the past? Focusing on what's truly yours to manage is incredibly freeing. Shift your perspective on challenges. Next, Epictetus invites us to see difficulties as chances to grow. Problems aren't here to break us, they're here to make us stronger. Missed a goal? It's not a failure, it's an opportunity to learn what to improve. This mindset shift changes everything. Build resilience by separating control from non-control. Being able to tell what you control and what you don't helps you develop resilience. You don't get knocked down by things beyond your reach. When something bothers you, pause and ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, why waste your energy? If yes, then it's time to act. Practical exercises to use Epictetus's teachings. Here are some simple tools to try. Stoic journaling. Each day, write down what you could control and what you couldn't, and how you reacted. Negative visualization. Imagine losing what you have to better appreciate it and mentally prepare for surprises. Daily meditation. Spend 5 minutes morning or night focusing on what depends on you. Real benefits of practicing Stoicism. Doing these exercises can bring powerful results. Less stress, better emotional management, more calm in daily life, increased well-being even when facing challenges. For example, Tim Ferriss, well-known author and entrepreneur, often talks about how recognizing the difference between what he can control and what he can't has helped him handle stress and navigate crises in both his work and personal life. This Stoic mindset helps him stay calm, focused, and take effective action even when things get really tough. Now it's your turn. In the comments, share a current situation where you can apply this control versus no control mindset. How will you respond differently from now on? And if you've already tried these techniques, tell me how it went. So here's the truth about freedom according to Epictetus. It's not about trying to control everything around you. It's about accepting what's beyond your control and focusing on what you really can manage: your thoughts, your choices, your reactions. In a fast-moving world where so much feels out of our hands, understanding this difference is a real gift. It stops you from getting overwhelmed by things you can't change and helps you find that inner peace nobody can take away. I encourage you to try this right now. The next time something stresses you out, ask yourself honestly, is this something I can control? If yes, go for it. Take action. If not, let it go and notice how freeing that feels. Now, I want to hear from you. Does this idea of inner freedom resonate with you? Have you tried living by it? Drop your experiences or questions in the comments. I'm really looking forward to reading them. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss what's coming next. I've also linked my videos on Seneca and Marcus Aurelius down below. If you want to dive deeper into Stoicism, those are definitely worth a watch. To wrap up, here's a quote from Epictetus that says it all. It's not what happens to you, but how you interpret it that matters. Take care, and I'll see you soon in the next video on Deep Life Lessons.